And some terrible news coming in. There's been a mishap, an accident on board India's largest warship, the aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya of the Indian Navy. According to initial reports, the sewage treatment plant experienced a toxic gas leak while the ship was in port at Karwar, just south of Goa. 2 casualties have been confirmed. 2 people, a civilian operator as well as a sailor, have tragically died in this particular accident. This accident took place while the ship was undergoing minor repairs at Karwar, which is one of India's largest naval bases, just 60 kilometers south of Goa. I want to go straight across to India Today's defense correspondent, Jugal Purohit. Jugal, tragic news. Give us more details. Apparently, it was a toxic gas leak in an onboard sewage treatment plant on this massive warship.
That's right, Shiv. Immensely tragic news coming from India's largest warship, the INS Vikramaditya. She was undergoing a procedure which is called as refit. It is a usual maintenance procedure that all ships and all vessels undergo. That is what was taking place at the Karwar ship, the Karwar dockyard, which is a huge establishment. Since 1st of June, the ship has been there for this purpose. Now, this evening, and we're still awaiting exact details, but what we do know from the sketchy details that we've gathered is that this evening is when this leakage was detected. The personnel were inside, they were operating, they were working towards it. On detection of the leakage, they tried and they followed their drills and they were trying to get out, is when this rather unfortunate incident seems to have taken place, in which there has been a death of a naval personnel as well as a civilian who was on board. Now, Shiv, just a little technical point for our viewers' understanding. Since it's a refit, there is not only the Indian naval personnel, but there are also civilians, there are also selected contractors, scrutinized contractors who are there, because a lot of it is beyond the scope of the Navy. So the ship does have a lot of civilians also. If one is wondering, how could a civilian die in a naval warship?
Jugal, just one clarification. Has the ship been completely evacuated? Because this is an enormous ship. It's a 45,000-ton vessel. Has everybody been taken off the ship at this point of time? Do we have any information on that?
Shiv, what we are able to understand is that the procedure for evacuation of that particular localized area was carried out. In fact, it was being done when tragedy struck and we had the 2 loss of lives that we are reporting. The ship had, this area, I'm told, has been isolated. Of course, as you just said, it's a massive, it's a behemoth of a ship, 45,000 tons. So not the entire ship, but the area, I'm told, has been isolated, and the threat now seems to have been, averted. But the fact is that it has exacted a heavy toll on board India's biggest warship ship.
All right, Jugal, we leave it there for the moment. Very tragic news coming in. INS Vikramaditya, 2 personnel have been killed in an unfortunate accident that took place while the ship was in refit at Karwar, just south of Goa. A sailor and a civilian operator have lost their lives in this tragic incident, and we'll get our viewers more information as we go along. The Navy is doing everything it can to combat this particular situation. They've contained the damage, but there is no damage to the ship. But tragically, 2 persons have lost their lives in this incident.